Think you're immune from getting hacked or scammed as a creator? Well, I've got news for you. It's not just big creators being targeted. It's also smaller creators across every social platform. Maybe you've received an email for a brand deal opportunity and something about it just seemed off. Well, it's probably a scam, which is why today I'm gonna be speaking with an expert who's gonna make sure you don't get hacked, get your identity stolen, or lose a bunch of money.
Hey everybody, my name is Liron Segev. I am a security expert. I've been involved in the security field for many years, and I help keep people safe. I have a YouTube channel where I teach people how not to get scammed. I expose what scammers are doing and how to protect yourself and your family and be safer online with all the right security measures.
So, Liron, why do you believe creators are getting hacked more often these days?
We're definitely seeing a big rise in creators getting attacked. Now, we've seen it on YouTube, we're seeing it on TikTok, we've seen it on Instagram, we're seeing it on LinkedIn as well. And the main reason for it is twofold. The first is hackers make a lot of money, essentially by taking over somebody's channel, somebody's platform. They're able to sell that on the dark web. They're just the middle brokers. They sell a complete service, if you will, saying, hey, I can get you access to this channel. This is how much money they're making in ad revenue. This is the number of followers that they have, the engagement rates. You literally can buy a channel, rename it, and now you have a money-making machine. So they're getting a lot of money just for doing that. And the main reason is because as creators, we are far more interested in doing the next brand deal, looking at our data, creating that media kit, sending out that next email. That is far more on our agenda than worrying about the latest vulnerability on some router out there. They know that, which makes us a very soft target. So the main reason that they're doing it, financially, they're incentivized to do that, and it's easy. And now you throw AI into the mix, and all of a sudden those absolute obvious spam emails and phishing text messages called vishing that we would normally we would instantly kind of delete, they're now getting AI to write those emails, and now it starts to look professional. So even if they don't speak English as their first language, all of a sudden you have this beautifully formatted email that sounds legit. So it's the tools that we all are using for our channels and for our content to make our lives easier. Well, guess what? They're using it to make their lives easier as well.
That's pretty scary, and you actually share quite a few horror stories on your Twitter or your X all the time now, and I'm wondering if you can share some of those horror stories of creators getting hacked and some of what the repercussions were.
So unfortunately, I deal with this pretty often, and it's normally a teary-eyed creator who has just lost everything, and it happens in an instant. Because the biggest thing that I can get across here is we don't know if we have or haven't been hacked. There is a big misconception that you'll instantly know, and as soon as your channel, as somebody gets your username and password, you're immediately going to find out, so you can immediately take steps against that. That is not the case. In many of the cases that I deal with, they have been in their channel for quite a while. They've been on their platforms for quite a while, and they're just looking for a buyer. And in all that time, the creator is out there thinking everything is fine. I have seen countless YouTube channels specifically for sale on the dark web, and the creator has no idea that is happening. So I literally, the other day, recorded an interview with a creator. She had 890,000 subscribers in December, and she got hacked 2 days before Christmas. And just to put it into perspective, they are a business. They sell cooking books, they sell recipes, they're engaging with their audience. They have already pre-scheduled all their videos for December because they want to have a nice Christmas break, as we all do. And 2 days before it, before their biggest season, their channel got hacked. Everything was unlisted. Their videos removed, lives deleted, logos was changed to Tesla. They had a Bitcoin scam, and somebody was going live on their channel and scamming their viewers. They did it in such a way that was so personalized that the viewers, some viewers, naively thought it was their channel, and they donated, and they went into the live stream, and they bought. The scary thing is that, and this is the stuff that is really upsetting, is that it's 10 months later, and they have not recovered. They went to them from the point of YouTube being their top baby, right? Their income stream, their generator, their ad revenue, their brand deals, their exposure to the audience, telling their audience about the new cookbook that's coming out. And it was literally top of funnel out there. They went from that to now, we should probably do something on YouTube at some point. And the woman that was riding this channel, so smart, so on top of it, has been to every event, has spoken at events, has consulted to other people. She really knew her stuff. And it wasn't through her that they got hacked. And she has two-factor authentication. She has complicated passwords, but she worked with a team, and they got in through one of the team members. So this creator went from loving life, loving her YouTube channel, really looking forward to that 1 million subscriber button that's around the next corner, to now getting 60 new subscribers a day, virtually 0 views, and the only thing they can do is just go live on that channel. And it happened at a blink of an eye. And that's one side. I can tell you stories of people that have lost basically $100,000, not because of just AdSense that they weren't going to get paid, but they did a brand deal with a company, and they were supposed to post their fashion haul for the new upcoming season, and they couldn't because they were locked out of their channel. In fact, they were actually even locked out of their other social media as well. So once they were in, they managed to get into the others. Now, the brand thankfully didn't sue them for a breach of contract. It was extenuating circumstances. They understood. But it doesn't help you as a creator that now you were banking on that $100,000 that just like that just disappeared. Just in so many stories that it's heartbreaking. It literally is heartbreaking.
Insane. I mean, what is so let's say that I'm a creator, I get a brand deal inquiry. Like you said, it's sometimes very difficult to tell whether an email is legitimate, especially with the use of AI. So what is the process that hackers use to hack a channel? You mentioned, other team members that you have, but is there other ways?
Yes. So the most common way that I'm seeing I would say probably about 95% of the cases, it's very rarely that somebody has targeted you in a hard hack where they're going after your Wi-Fi router and they planted a bug in your office and they're logging your keystrokes. That happens very infrequently, unlike what the movies would have you believe, right? In most cases, it starts out with them knowing how we work as creators. And most of us as creators, we want brand deals. Most of us as creators, we want those sponsorships. So it really starts out at that level. You will get a beautifully crafted email from a real domain, not at gmail.com, and it will say, hey, love your content. They'll reference a video. They'll reference a post that you posted on a platform. And, this is what our business does. It really aligns with your audience. We would love to talk about doing something together. Nothing funny there. We're used to getting those emails all the time. You reply saying, sounds good. Let's get some more information. And what are you thinking? Is it a post? How many? Is it exclusive? All that good stuff that we've heard you teach us on many occasions. And you're treating this as a brand deal. And they legitimately reply, saying, we want 2 TikToks. We want an Instagram post. We want a long-term relationship. All that stuff that we want to hear. And it kind of strokes our egos really a lot. And then they'll even get on a Zoom call, they'll even take it to that point where now you're talking to someone face to face and it's all lining up and you're thinking, man, this is incredible. I've also seen a case where they said, look, we really want you to take over our channel. Can you create videos for our channel? Because when the conversation goes a bit sideways and you go, yeah, not really a perfect fit for my channel, they'll make it perfectly fit because they'll say to you, hey, come and make content for our channel. Now you're thinking, sweet, I don't have to worry about my audience. It's now for you. Even better. they'll take it to that point, and it goes up and down until that glorious moment which they said, agree on the price, please see attached document because we have to sign an agreement. Once again, part and parcel of us doing business. We're used to getting agreements, but it's a zip file. And the zip file has a password. And they even say in the email, look, this is private and confidential, but you're accepting this password. It's basically a memorandum of understanding. We're looking to now engage. Only you should have this password, blah, 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 blah. Sounds kind of dodgy, but okay, it's just a password to a zip file. Your antivirus let it go through, so it can't be anything weird. You open up the zip file. Inside there is a lovely PDF file. You double click and nothing happens. So you reply back to the brand and say, hey, I think your file is corrupt, and then radio silence. What you don't know that just happened was by opening up that PDF file, they've actually just activated malware on your computer, and they've just stolen your username, your password, and get this, they're able to bypass your two-factor authentication. So even if you have strong password with a YubiKey or a Google Titan key, a hardware physical key, which is supposed to be the strongest level of security, they've just managed to bypass that. So complicated, yes. Is it worth their time? Absolutely. And because nothing happened on your screen, you're thinking corrupt file, not thinking twice about it. You try to reach out to the brand, they ghost you, or they might even come back and say, look, we've had a rethink, our budget has been cut, let's engage in a couple of weeks' time. Happens, we get it all the time, and you don't know that your name has just been added to a list with a big for sale sign next to it.
God, so in the situation with the creator that you referenced earlier, getting hacked a couple days before Christmas, like let's say you're that creator, maybe it's not Christmas, but any time of the year, and you are suspicious that, yeah, I might have actually just done everything you just described. What do you do in that situation? Do they put up the bat signal for you, Liron? Or like, what's a creator to do in that situation?
So there's a couple of things you can do immediately. So number one is, if you're suspicious right now that, this sounds awfully familiar, immediately go and access your accounts and firstly, log out of the accounts. Number one, immediately log out of the accounts. Then log back in, and then change your passwords. Do not reuse the same password, and don't think you're super smart by using my password IG for Instagram, my password TIK for TikTok, my password YT for YouTube. Those formula stuff, everybody knows they're able to kind of get around that as well. So get a super complicated password. Use a password manager to generate a 20-digit password that will take a gazillion years for somebody to try and crack. Use complicated passwords, change those. And if you're really suspicious that you cannot even log back in now, all of a sudden your whatever platform you are, you can't even get back in. Every platform has a help facility, and one of those facilities is I got hacked, and you got to instantly report it. And the more information you know about your own system, the better. So on YouTube, you have to know your channel ID. You need to know the date that it was created. On TikTok and Instagram, they've also got a list of requirements that could help their teams basically recover your channel. But it is a process. Expect for it to take a couple of weeks. This is the official terms, up to a couple of weeks. Now, we've seen channels recover within 48 hours. We've seen channel recover within, 7 days. But we've also seen channels that literally takes a couple of weeks because they have to go through their process to verify that your channel was indeed hacked. Think about it. Let's just say you sold me your beautiful channel, and then you changed your mind. You go, oh, I made a mistake. I should never have sold my channel. You could report your channel as being hacked. And now it's up to the platform to say, well, was it sold? Is it really hacked? They've got to verify all that information, and that just takes time. So they have to do their due diligence. But in the meantime, us as creators, just twiddling your thumb, then there's nothing you can do.
I mean, like, talk about worst case scenario. Like you mentioned, if you've got brand deals that you need to post, it's like you can't wait a couple weeks. I mean, this is like mission critical stuff here. So we've mainly focused on sponsorship scams, but what are like a few other ways that scammers are targeting creators?
So they like to look at creators like we do as, what's that buzzword? The creator economy, right? So it's not just content on a platform. There's lots of ways that us as creators make money. We have our ads, we have our brand deals, but we also have a merch store. They'll use that, and we'll talk about that shortly. We're building mailing lists. That's a great vector for them to use. The biggest one is people are looking to hire. So we're looking for a thumbnail designer, we're looking for an editor, we're looking for a script writer, we're looking for someone can help us post. All of those jobs. As soon as they see a job like that, fantastic. They have galleries, they have portfolios, it's all ready to go. And they email you and you start having this conversation. Hey, I know you're hiring for an editor. Here is my reels. And you click through them. And then one of those links is malware. And now they're in your system. Now, it can get super complicated. These guys are pretty smart, so they know their ways around in and out and authentication and verification code. But they use social engineering, which is basically a way to manipulate the person. If you and I are getting on a Zoom call and we're talking about possibly hiring me as the editor, it's natural for me to say, hey, look, just take over my screen. Let me just show you how I did this and fire up Premiere. But whilst you're looking at Premiere and whilst you're looking at my editing software and the way I'm doing things, it's a two-way communication between my computer and yours. How do you know that nothing has been installed in the background? There's no way for you to know. And they use those vectors. When it comes to sponsorship, I dealt with a creator who had their entire merch store savings taken out of their Stripe account. And what they do, which is very clever, is a second that they get control of an account, you know, if you're going to go to any system and change your password or update your recovery email, the system will let you know. You'll get an email, say, hey, heads up, you just changed your password. If it wasn't you, let us know. We've all seen those messages. But what they do is that they sign you up for a gazillion spam mass mailers, and all of a sudden you get thousands of emails in your inbox going, well, what's going on? And they want you to miss that email that confirms that your password was changed, or miss that email that confirms that a new email, recovery email, was just added. Because if you miss it, you can't report it. And for as long as it's not reported, they're in your system. So the creator I'm thinking about had their merch store. What they did was they lost $50 to the hacker. And luckily that they contacted me to say, look, something seems a bit off. I'm pretty sure that was a test. And all they were doing was trying to see if there's $20 here, $50 there, at which point are you going to notice? When you start noticing, then they'll whack that entire account. And that's just one of, I keep using the word gazillion because it just feels like it's just happening so often. And I wake up to DMs and I wake up to messages saying, help me, this is what just happened. So it's the world we live in. We're ones and zeros, and we have businesses to run, and this is just scary stuff.
Well, given the incidents, the rising incidents of this stuff happening, you are only one man, so you can't help everyone. And so you actually also have a course called Security for Creators. So you can help a lot more people. If you might be watching or listening to this and you're worried that this has either happened to you or you don't, especially you don't want it to happen to you. That's the best case scenario. Tell us a little bit about the program, what types of creators would benefit from that, and what they'll get out of it.
Yeah, so I did it for that exact reason. The creators that I work with are great, and I can only help so many people at once, and every case is pretty unique, so it does take a lot of time. And what people made me realize, I didn't realize it myself, I gotta be honest, but what people made me realize, saying, look, there are other people out there that would rather get this preventative information so they're not reacting to it. So therefore, they know they don't want to message you saying, help me, I was hacked. They'd rather prevent it from happening in the first place. So based on that kind of feedback, which kind of makes sense if you think about it, I put together a YouTube security course. It's YouTube at the moment, spoiler, we are working on other platforms right now. You heard it here first. It's just an exclusive. We've started with YouTube. It's the biggest platform that I'm personally involved in. And essentially, it will teach you everything you need to know in short, biteable chunks. There's a module, there's homework, there's modules, there's homework. It's not technical. Anybody can do this. You don't have to be a super geek. We don't speak about IP addresses and trace routes and systems. I show you actual tools that hackers use so you know what to look out for. And the idea with this is go and protect yourself, set yourself up for success. And we've seen that 93% of cases of hacks could have easily been prevented with the right settings. And that's what I want to do. And I'm sharing that information. We have an email that goes out that alerts people only when it's something to do with security, but only when it affects creators. None of us really care that a Fortune 50 company, had a $500,000 router hacked. Like, sorry for you. It's like interesting, but me as a creator doesn't really impact me. But if I can tell you there's a Chrome extension that steals your passwords, okay, that's interesting. If I can tell you that Adobe had a security breach and now we have to update our software, we need to know about that stuff. And that will go out on the email. So the course is for people who want to protect their YouTube channel. It's 8 modules or 9 modules with a whole bunch of tools and step-by-step instruction. And then we have the email, which is just basically, let me just tell you what's happening so that you can act today rather than message YouTube saying, help, I got hacked.
Let me give you a personal testimonial because I got an advanced screening of the course, and you actually helped us accomplish something that we've been trying to do for years, which was we had some personal information about my wife and I on the internet that we thought we could never get removed from the search engines, because as creators, this is something that happens, privacy concerns and all that stuff too. And so some of the tools that you recommended in the program, we use them and we're able to get some of those listings removed. So thank you very much. I'm an authentic testimonial for that. We're going to put the link in the description. And thanks again, Liron.
I appreciate you having me. The more we can protect our businesses, the better we all going to feel, I promise you.
If you want to see real sponsorship scam emails that creators sent in to me because they weren't sure, watch this video.